Please come in.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. My name is
Nice to meet
Federica
you.
Mattajoli. Hi. Please have a seat. Thank you. Thank you for coming to this workshop. How are
Thank
you
you.
today?
Good, thank you.
Lovely. Was it easy to find us?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Very good. All right. So, as you know, the title of this workshop is How to Create Flashcards for Second Language Teachers. We are going to actually create from scratch our flashcards. I already know that you are aware of the importance of flashcards, especially when you're teaching a second language, a foreign language, as it's also for Italian, and especially when you do that in a kindergarten. So, what I wanted to say is that flashcards are a very, very important teaching tool because they are so simple and effective. You spend a couple of hours with Carla,
Yep.
if I'm not wrong, and you assisted her during her lessons. So you already saw actually how are effective the flashcards when you're teaching new words for a kindergarten student coming obviously for a second language. The idea is that we obviously can buy flashcards, and the idea is that the flashcards, because they're so important and they are aimed to develop our students' learning process, we choose to make our own material as much as we can, especially in this case for the flashcards. So we always here at ABC Kindergarten make our own material. Now, when it comes to flashcards, we can have different sets. The idea is you may, as I was saying, you may buy them also in the bookstores. Many textbooks have their own sets of flashcards. We usually do ourselves. As I was saying, I prepared and I brought with me a couple of previously made sets just to show you them and that you have an idea. As you may see, those are about 2 projects. Those were for items in a classroom. So you may see the forbici for the scissors, the penna for the pen, and the quaderno for the exercise book. Now, these are other 2 flashcards for a second project we've done the last year. So this is Vieni qui for come here, and leggi, so that's read. If I'm not wrong, you maybe used one of those with Carla last week?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Which
Yes,
one?
sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yeah.
Great. So I'm sure that you're already familiar, let's say, with the flashcards.
May I have a look at this?
Sure. Happy. I'm very happy if you have a look at them because we are changing for our current project. The final product is how it's going to be actually seen. And what we decided for our current project, and I'm sure Carlo already gave you an idea, is going to be the Italian alphabet. We are going to physically draw this time our flashcards. I actually prepared already an example for you. The idea is that we are going to use few material. So we need to be familiar with all the material resources we will need to create our flashcards. And if it's okay for you, I would like to go through that first. The idea is, as I said, we're going to draw our flashcards. We are going to use obviously paper and pencils. Once obviously our image, our picture is ready to go, we are going to laminate it. This is a very important aspect because obviously it will last for more years. And how to use a laminator, that's exactly what we're going to learn today together. What we need to use a laminator is obviously the laminator itself. On top of that, we will need plastic sheets. Our school, obviously, as you know, will provide us with all the material. There are a couple of laminators, as this one, in fact, the same brand. Regarding the plastic sheet is exactly the same. And what we need is to understand how the laminator works. The laminator is going to simply fuse the plastic sheet together within the paper in between. So what we need to do is to actually put and place our paper between the plastic sheet, and that's going to be laminated. We're going to see properly this process, and actually I'm going to show you how it works. What we have is also obviously a sort of guide how to use the laminator, so the laminator instructions. And we will need also a pair of scissors, because we are going to cut and trim at the end of the process, so when the flashcard is almost ready, to have a nice and safe flashcard ready to be used in our classrooms. So this is a material we are going to use. Now I want to just spend a couple of minutes on the draw itself. It is so important when it comes to flashcards to have a clear idea of what is the product, the final product I want to achieve, I want to create. This is an idea I created, as I know, because I know we were obviously working on the current project, so the Italian alphabet. I decided to start working, even if it's the workshop when you're learning how to create a flashcard, to work on something that is definitely already helpful and useful, as accepting a letter of our Italian alphabet. I started on the letter A. I chose the first one, so that's the A. A as tree in Italian, albero. So the composition of our draw, how it has to be. We are going to obviously have and put our letters in capital letter and lowercase on the corners, and we will have our picture at the center of our flashcard. It has to be nice, bright, full, so a lot of color, because we have to remember it's going to be used with kids in the kindergarten. We need to find as much as we can our ways to catch their attention. Now, once obviously our draw is ready to go, we will deal with the laminating part of the full process. So up to now, may I ask you, is everything clear?
Yes, it is all clear.
Very good. So if it's okay for you, Thomas, I would like to go through the instructions for the laminator. I prepare, as I said, this guide. We can have a look together if it's okay for you. The first thing is going to be obviously to turn it on. We're going to do that. And I would say that we can do that in between while we're having a look at the guide, because it's going to be ready when we're going to use it. As you may see, this is our laminator. You may see there is a button here for on and off, and that's exactly what we're going to use. As you may see, we have our red light for the power, and that's okay. When it's ready, it's going to tell us, yes, I'm ready to go. It's going to be when this light is going to be green. So the green light for the ready tells me this is already, the heat is at the right level. Because as we said, the laminator is going to fuse the plastic. That's why he needs actually to be ready and heated properly. So preheat the laminator is exactly this phase. Prepare the paper to be laminated. That's what it's going to be. After that, we're going to insert the paper in the proper slot, and that's this part. Then we're going to simply follow the paper. So actually the plastic sheet is going to be obviously running through the machine. Then obviously the plastic sheet with the paper laminate is going to be ready, completed. We're going to obviously turn it off with the same button if we have finished to laminate. And then we're going to deal with exactly the paper laminated. We're going to cut it around when necessary. We're going to trim it. We usually pay a lot of attention, as I may show you here, for the previous projects, on the corners, because obviously it's honestly important and smart every time you use them, and especially dealing with kids, as you may guess. We will need to take care of the safe aspects. So safety is very important. We're going to trim a little bit the corners to be, again, more safe. Alright, so these are the instructions to actually how to use the laminator. Any questions?
No, very fine.
Clear?
Yeah,
Ready.
perfect.
That's very good. Now, as I said at the beginning, we don't have anything for now. So we will need to create from the very, very basic. So actually draw first our flashcard. So this is your blank paper for now. And I'm going to give you more space. Let me put them away for a second. These are the pencils also for you. I chose the letter A simply because actually it's just the first of the alphabet. I'm leaving you obviously the freedom to choose your own letter. So you obviously have your knowledge of Italian language. So which can be the letter you want to work on?
Well, what about C as casa?
Beautiful, beautiful. So we'll have to draw a house, casa, and the letter C. So, absolutely, it's a lovely idea, even because, again, I was thinking of use what we're going to create today straight away. So the letter C is going to be done in our Italian alphabet. I want to spend, while you're drawing, I want to spend a few words for the flashcards. I'm sure Carla gave you a proper idea of how to use them. Because they are laminated, they are so easy to be handled, also by the kids. Usually, as you saw, we usually put our kids maybe in a circle, comfortably seated on the floor, and we're going to pass our flashcards. In this way, it's nice. It's giving more senses approach to the same topic as learning of a language, so in this case, the alphabet. Right, so I may see that you have a very good idea of how to draw a house, and that's all right. But on top of that, it's very nice. And my suggestion is, and I am happy that you chose to center the drawing in the flashcard, so to respect a sort of sizes, let's say, so a balance of the full product, so the balance of the drawing itself within the paper. It's very, very important the choice of the colors. And we use these pencils, and this is exactly the set of pencils you're going to have also during our classes, meetings between teachers when we prepare our material. And those are pretty brightful, they are very good, we're very happy with that, and so usually the final appearance is very nice, the colors are very brightful. So my suggestion is to choose as a color for the roof, for the wall, for the door, for the windows, some brightful, nice color. Again, you have to think of who is the final person who's going to deal with that. We have kids in our case. Kids love colors, kids love something brightful, so not obviously white, gray or black. I'm happy with, I see that you have chosen nice greens, let's say, so it's very, very good. May I ask you, what are you thinking to use for the walls?
Sure, maybe red.
Nice, nice. Even because boys and girls love the greens, love the red. Red is always nice, and I may say a red wall is very, very Italian also. So the idea of our houses is definitely with a nice red wall, a brightful, warm color for the walls. So that's very good. That's very good. because obviously of these workshops that actually it's been specifically programmed by our school, so the ABC Kindergarten. As you may guess, from now on you'll be on first line, so directly involved in this project for the Italian alphabet. So it is really important to have a clear idea of how it works, and on top of that, obviously, think already of which can be the drawing, the right picture for each letter, and I honestly love the idea of the house for the letter C. Because obviously it's warm, it's nice, it's familiar, and it's even not too bad to be drawn, so it's easy to do that. It would be maybe tougher if we were choosing something harder to draw by ourselves. The flashcards obviously can be something by which, let's say, we may express our creativity, but honestly, we may be very good painters or artists, but we may not. So we always need to find a good balance, let's say. So it's a good way to express our creations, and it's also safe because it's going to be nice, whatever is the final product. Because obviously we put a lot of effort and energy and passion in that. That's why I love the flashcards, if I may say, because those are really, really tools that are a sort of expression of ourselves, or our method of teaching, of our personalities. And kids appreciate that, parents appreciate that, and most of all, actually, they are so helpful and important when we teach our language, as in this case. If I may also suggest that the importance of having a very well-made flashcard is also on the hints and the specific other topic we may touch using the same flashcard. The idea of a set of the alphabet is obviously focused on the alphabet itself. But if you think of that, we are dealing with colors as well. And that's a different topic. So we may use the same set of flashcards to talk about the colors, so to teach the name of the Italian colors, to play with them. So it's going to be used at least in a couple of different projects and in different lessons, obviously, through the year. So that's why it's very important, as you did. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to ask you what you think about that, but that's why it's very important to choose bright full color and play with that. So this is a very lovely, lovely house. So you like it? Did you have fun creating your own flashcard?
I did.
That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, because I'm sure that you were thinking also, I'm going to use that with my kids in the class. So it's going to be funny, and it's going to be obviously helpful and effective again. Right. So now we have our brand new flashcard. Actually, your own, obviously, brand new flashcard, Thomas. So the idea is, I can put away my guide, let's say, so just to show you which is the composition that we were following. So now we need to laminate it. That's the most important part in this workshop, to be honest, because we need to be familiarize with that machine. So I know that you've never used it before, but that's why we're here. So absolutely not a problem at all, no issues on that. We are going to definitely follow the instructions, but first I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm actually taking back my letter because I want to show you how to do that exactly with our first letter of the alphabet, our letter A. First thing, we're going to, as I said, preheat the laminator, and that's already done. It's already ready for us because we should switch it on at the beginning. We need now to go on step number 2, so prepare the paper to be laminated. So we need to take our plastic sheet, and as you may see, that's how it's made. we have two different plastic sheets sealed together just on one side. What we need to do is to put our paper, that's my letter A, my picture, between these two paper sheets in a way that we choose. We have actually to find the smarter maybe way, the more comfortable. We can do something like that. We can put it in this way. That's actually my choice. What we need to do, and I'll show you why I chose this direction, this position, is to place the paper close, so near to the sealed side, as you may see. And regarding the two other sides, I will need to try to center it, because in this way, I'm actually using it to already have both the sides with a nice margin. I'm centering it, so I will not need to cut it. I'm saving time for later. So in this way, once it's laminated, I will have 1, 2, and 3 sides already nicely done, right? I will maybe need to just trim the corners and definitely cut the last side. So that's exactly how it has to be the paper when it's ready to go into the machine. The next step is saying insert the paper to be laminated in the proper slot. And we were saying it has to be made with the sealed edge first. That's the sealed edge. So we will need to insert our paper within the plastic sheet in the middle of this slot and let the laminator catch it. And that's thankfully what it's doing now. As you may see, the feeding process is automatically arranged, organized, and completed by the laminator itself. We will need to wait until the paper being laminated has gone completely through the machine. So we need to wait for it to simply exit on the other side, as you may see. It takes a little bit of time because obviously it's a process that fuses the plastic. So it's definitely slow. It needs its time. Once it's coming completely through the machine, that means that our paper is ready and is ready to be treated in the very, very last step of our process. And that means that we're going to cut and trim it as we like, actually. So we're going to choose that. Now, because this is simply taking just a part, not completely, it's not just an A4. It can happen, obviously, to have a complete A4. But just because of that, we will need to simply cut this area and then trim it. All right, any question up to now on the machine itself? It's clear. It's not that bad. It is usually helping us, so it's good. As it's saying here, we will need to turn it off, obviously, if we have finished with the laminating process. Cut and trim. What we need to do is to really cut the area. And the good thing, as you may see, we already have our margins here. The 3 sides are very nice and done. I will need, and I will try to cut close to the picture, to the paper that is already sealed in between, more or less on the same margin, maybe the one that I have on the other side, just to have a sort of balance. And then exactly what I am going to do is not bad if you obviously want to cut roughly a little bit of plastic that you don't need, just to have more space to work with when you're maybe just going through the precise phase of this job. The important thing, as we were saying, is to trim the corners, as are already by the sealed part. And so we are going to do a very small round, cut in small pieces to do a nice, not cutting, not edgy corner. That is going to be obviously on the other side. Alright, so this is our letter A, as for Aldo, if you want to have a look in the meantime. So you see how it comes as a consistence, how it is regarding the edges. So you may see that there are no absolutely shaved, it's not cutting, so it's very safe for our kids. Obviously, that's the main issue and our main concern. Alright, so what I would like to do is now to move a little bit towards use the machine so it's ready to be used very easier actually for you as well. So as we were saying, that's our letter C, our casa for house. I'm leaving here for you just to, if you want to have an idea to follow the steps, that's the guide for the laminator itself. And obviously this is the plastic sheet that we will need to use. So let's first familiarize with the plastic sheet. Let's open it, great, because sometimes they are a little bit sticky, so we need to find which is the sealed part, the sealed side. Very good. So,
The laminator is already...
yes, it's ready because we have the green line nicely bright for us and on. So this part is gone. Now, very good, so prepare the paper. Lovely, so let's find the edge. Very good. Very good. Now we have the next step.
So, the paper to laminate.
Great, so you feel that it was already catching. Very good, very good. Any questions up to now? You feel comfortable with the plastic sheet?
Yeah.
These are usually how you find them, but again, especially when you're working with our school, obviously we provide everything to our teachers as well. So is a pack usually sold of different plastic sheets. And but it's again very easy to find them in mostly like office material stores. But again, obviously our school is always very good, providing us all the material we need. So that's good. So I can see our letter G, our casa is coming out. Very good. I'm going to simply provide you with our scissors, and that's all we'll need for the next steps. The very good thing with the laminator, at least this brand, it's pretty quiet. Last year I was working with another brand, noisy, so it was a little bit annoying. This is a very good brand, and at least it's working very well for us. So it's a pleasure to work with it. Alright, so what we need to do now?
We're going to switch off the...
Yes, definitely, because at least for today, this is going to be the first and last letter, so first and last flashcard we're going to prepare. Now we need to make it nicer. Yes, so pay attention on the right distance, let's say. So let's try to leave a good margin, good area. We are tracing carefully our corners. Exactly. That's my always what I usually do, and my suggestion.
How does it look?
Let's see. That's beautiful, and showing. The design is very nice and perfectly centrally located within the paper, within the flashcard. And I can see the edge are definitely nice and soft, so I'm not cutting anyone. So we don't want that, obviously, between teachers, but even less, obviously, on our kids. And so, what do you think of that? Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Let me ask you again. I can see it was definitely nice, so all the steps seems very, very clear.
Yes.
That's very good.
Can I keep this as a...
Yes, you may. Definitely, is actually definitely for you, and it can be maybe your next lamination that you're going to do. Maybe it's the next thing you're going to laminate. It can be nice to have in the classroom or in the teacher meeting room, so it always can be helpful for anyone. Right, so we switch it off. We have our letter C ready to go for our alphabet. As you may guess, there are going to be many other letters because we will need to cover all the alphabet. But you are definitely, I may say, confident in the usage of the laminator, and definitely with a nice touch on the choice of the picture and also the composition of the flashcard itself. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that everything is clear again. And well, I'll see you soon in the school, obviously, and I'll obviously here in case you have any questions or any help. Right, so I can let you go back to our class now. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye, Thomas. Thank
Bye.
you.